Hello everyone out there in internet land. Welcome to my lab. My name is Dr. Andy Davis. I'm a professor here at the University of Georgia. With me is Farron Smith, an undergraduate here at the University of Georgia.
Hello.
We're here today to tell you about a project that we just completed that is just coming into print now in journal Biology Letters. This is a very cool project that we're really excited to show you today. This is a project where we actually examined how strong monarch butterflies are. And today we're going to show you how we did that procedure because it's really cool. No one has ever done this before with monarch butterflies. This procedure actually has been done with some other insects, and this is kind of where I got the idea to do this. Okay, so the essence of this project was to understand how strong a monarch butterfly is. To understand that, I actually had to develop this little gizmo here that I'm pointing to. What I did was I came up with this little benchtop apparatus, which is actually composed of a force gauge, this little thing here. This is mounted to a little stand, and the force gauge is what I use to measure how strong the monarchs are. This blue box is the force gauge that we use for the project. It's connected to the computer behind me here, and the computer is reading how much force is being imparted or being pulled on this gizmo.
Now I'm going to demonstrate how we tested each monarch's grip strength. We start out with the monarch in a glassine envelope. They can move around in here, they can breathe, they're perfectly fine. We take them out and hold them using your thumb and forefinger. Next I'm going to hold him over the rod until he grabs on with his four legs. Once he does this, he's securely gripped to the bar. When I pull, our force gauge is measuring how much strength he's pulling with. We continue to pull until he releases.
Now that we've showed you how we measured the monarch's strength, the next thing I'm going to show you is how we measured their wings. This was another part of the project that was just as important as measuring their strength. So to do that, we first had to actually scan the monarchs into a flatbed scanner so we can get a digital image of the monarchs that we could then measure. So I'm going to show you how we scan the monarchs. Okay, so first we take our monarch, and I've chilled these down so that they don't move very much. I have a standard flatbed scanner behind me. We take the monarch and we put it face down on the flatbed scanner. And then I hold it down with some weights. And I close the lid. It's not going to squish him because there's weights that actually hold the lid up above him. And then I scan, and the computer is going to get a digital scan of the monarch. And then the monarch image comes up on our computer. And there's the monarch. So here's the digital image of the monarch. One of the things that we were looking for three things in this project. We looked to see how big their wings were, which you can see from the images. We used digital image analysis software to do this. We traced the outline of the forewing, and then we asked the computer how big is that forewing in terms of millimeters. The next thing we did was we asked the computer how long the wing was, this forewing. That is, what was its ratio of the length versus its width. That's what we call the aspect ratio. And for a migratory monarch, their aspect ratios are fairly big. So their length is a lot longer than their width. For a non-migratory monarch, their aspect ratios are usually smaller. And these are imperceptible to the human eye. You really need a computer to actually determine what these measurements are. And finally, the last thing we measured was the color of these wings. This monarch here is fairly dark. That means its wing color, its orange color here, is more of a reddish, brick red kind of tinge. Now I'll scroll through my computer here and show you some other monarchs. As we flip through these, you can actually tell there's differences in color between these monarchs. Now here's one that's actually a little bit lighter in colors. If you notice the difference in the orange coloration here versus the previous one. Let me flip to the previous one. Notice the difference between this one and this one. So this one is a lighter color orange, and we know for migratory monarchs, the darker the orange, the better. And so that's one of the things that we were looking for in this project.
Now we've shown you how we tested each monarch for their grip strength, their wing size, their wing color, and their wing shape.
Thanks for watching. For more information on this project, you can go to my blog at www.monarchscience.org.